Very nice looking old school Mike Erwin custom cue. May Mike rest in peace. He is a late cue maker that was from the state of Mississippi, I believe. I know his son Scott, who is a good cue maker himself and does a lot of quality repair work. Very interesting gentleman. Funny guy. Always fun to talk to in the billiard groups. I know Scott Erwin's a very reputable cue maker, the son of Mike, and we've had some conversations in the past. He does good work as well. Very unique cue here. This cue is definitely an older piece. I do not know the time frame or the year of it, but it is signed by Mike Erwin, and I can tell you a mile away that he chose some premier woods when he made this cue. I have not had a lot of experience with his cues. I had one before, and this one is by far one of the best playing cues that you could ever pick up. I mean, really, truly good playing cue. And I can see the kind of secret sauce behind it. If you notice, it's got a wood-to-wood joint. And that is a 5/16/18 pin, so old school pin. Of course, you cue buffs know that the 5/16/18 was used in some of the old school production cues and custom cues, and then they went to the 5/16/14. But you got a wood joint there, looks like the Cocobolo. Can't even begin to express to you how solid this thing hits. I put in the write-up that it hits like a Louisville Slugger, and that's the best way I could describe it to you. Really good playing cue. I wouldn't rate the butt as a thin butt, but it is definitely not a big, thick sized butt. I didn't mic it up, but I'd say slightly slimmer handle, okay? Nice heavy 15.7 on the butt weight, so 15.7. There is your balance point right there. What's cool about this, Thuya Burl, if you look it up, is kind of an exotic wood. So the points are Thuya Burl, and then Mike inlaid them with Amboyna Burl, both really, really, really good woods. And then the forearm is Cocobolo. I'll tell you what, as much as I like the wood on this cue, I really like the wrap. The gentleman that I picked it up from, I bought it out of a collection. This wrap on this cue, I thought it was real ostrich. It feels so good, but it's not. It's actually, it is a print, but it's real leather. Kind of like a tan ostrich print leather. Very, very nice feel, nice installation. And then he carries the Thuya Burl into some windows. There's 4 of them, so 4 points, 4 windows. Of course, inlaid with Amboyna Burl. You got custom ring work at all positions. This cue gives you a ton for the money and an absolute pleasure to play with. Okay, so there are a couple of spots on the finish that you could feel, you could almost kind of see it just a little bit rough on the finish. So we're selling this cue for only $9.75 plus shipping. This is a ton of cue for the money. So if you've been looking for a custom cue, something that not only plays good but that's unique, this is perfect for you right here. There's just a lot of cue that you're getting with some great wood for under $1,000. So the couple minor issues that it has, all right? You know that we're full transparency here. You can feel a little bit of roughness right here in the finish. Can't see it. Everything's fine with the butt sleeve. You know, if you wanted to get this cue perfect, I suppose a refinish would make it perfect. But I bet that would probably just buff out. Or most people like me, if you were buying this to play with, that wouldn't bother me a bit. I would just play with the cue just like it is. There's a little bit of movement at the joint. Some of the old cues. And depending on his taper, you'll see a little tiny bit of movement there. I'll show you. So when I roll it here on the flat table, it's barely there, but you can see a little bit. I'll go slower here for you. So you can see a little bit of movement at the joint. To me, that doesn't affect the playability. There's a lot of cues depending on what type of taper that the cue maker uses. For instance, a parabolic taper where you'll just have that on a new cue or a cue in general. I cannot say honestly that that's the case here. But in any event, you've got a little bit of movement. One of the shafts has a taper roll, and the other one is perfectly straight. Nice 13.30 on the shafts, 3.6 and 3.7. Mike Erwin Custom Cue, available at crossroadcues.com. Again, if you've been looking for a nice, one-of-a-kind cue, something unique that plays good, looks good, for under $1,000, there you go, $975. It'll be on the website, crossroadcues.com. Send us a message, give me a call, and we do ship lightning fast. Mike Erwin Custom Cue at crossroadcues.com.